Hello, this is Stephen Allen. Yes, we're back with another Batman 66 episode review, and today we'll be reviewing the episode The Joker's Last Laugh with Batman and Robin once up against the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker. So without further ado, let's head straight into the review. We'll begin our episode at Gotham City Bank where a nice lady has handed out a poor person a $100 bill as an act of charity. However, he finds out that the bill is a counterfeit, as only one side of the bill has money on it. We then cut to Police Commissioner Gordon's office, where it's revealed it's been a pandemic. Counterfeit bills have been being given to members of society with looking genuine on one side but completely blank on the other. Next thing you know, Gordon and O'Hara end up hearing a strange laugh throughout the office, but they manage to recognize it and realize it is undoubtedly the voice of the Joker. Of course, you already knew that, considering the name of the episode. Just as that's happening, they then call up Bruce Wayne, Batman and Robin, and they head straight to Commissioner Gordon's office. Just as they get there, they then search for the place to find the strange echo, where they find that the echo is actually coming from Gordon's cufflinks with a wire in his pants, and they come to the conclusion that Joker must have done it by putting the device on him when he was walking to work. I'm always baffled by how the hell this could happen to Gordon and him not knowing, but by this point you learn to accept it. By this point, we then cut back to Joker, essentially at his hideout, where it's revealed that his new assistant henchmen this time are not normal henchmen. It's then revealed to be robots. Turns out during the Penguin's last stint in prison, he managed to use the time to make robot henchmen, all in the same vein to take down Batman and Robin once and for all. Batman and Robin, of course, then head to Gotham Bank, considering where most of this money is coming from. When they get there, they ask the bank manager, and then they find out that a person who's been holding out the cash has taken over one of their tellers, and has seemed to be a pretty good, employee. Batman and Robin are concerned about what they saw, and so what they decide to do is inspect him, only to find out that said teller is a robot, and the Joker has been listening in, courtesy through his special scope that he can see through the robot. Batman managed to subdue the robot and plans to take it back to the Batcave for an analyze it, and puts the robot immediately in the back of the Batmobile and drives off. When the Joker hears about this, he and his female accomplice quickly hop in the Joker-mobile and quickly drive after it. Now, the Joker-mobile looks pretty silly, but also pretty Joker, I got to admit, and it's pretty fun to see. Just as that's happening, they then use the tracking device, the Joker at least, uses a tracking device within the robot to track Batman and Robin. However, the Batmobile manages to detect this, and they throw a switch to essentially take him to the wrong location. And of course, when the Joker finds out he's been tricked by a joke, he does not find it funny, but he swears one day he will get the last laugh. Batman and Robin inspect the robot in the Batcave and find out that a possible location where it could be made was an abandoned comic book shop. Well, a currently available comic book shop, courtesy of the sleeves. However, the problem, they don't have any proof that Joker was behind the counterfeiting. Realizing that, they decide to play a scenario to help Joker, overplay his hand. What ends up happening is we then cut to Bruce Wayne turning up at the comic factory and plays on a scenario that the Wayne Foundation is out of money and he desperately needs to pay or he'll be sent up the river. So he wants to have the Joker make counterfeit money to pay for these said bills, and in exchange he'll be made vice chairman of the Gotham City Bank. This is an opportunity Joker can't resist and gladly participates. Just as that happens, Robin comes in and immediately plans to fight Joker and his robot henchman, although he only really fights the robot henchman and quickly gets apprehended. Just as that happening, Robin is placed on a conveyor belt and essentially plans to be turned into a comic book. However, he's not going to pull the lever to kill him, but Bruce but Bruce will. Bruce refuses, but the robots are technically forcing him to pull the lever, and that's our cliffhanger, whether Robin will truly be turned into a comic book. That's our cliffhanger. Main cast is feeling very tired by this point. Nothing really new or even wise storyline really developed. I like how Robin, however, I will admit, Robin being put in that scenario is really interesting, and Bruce, essentially being forced into it is pretty interesting. But however, I also feel like, why would this scenario even be played out on the show like this? It feels kind of out of nowhere. I don't know. And Gordon being that silly to have being bugged and not noticing is laughable and silly, but I can't admit it does kind of feel at least true to 66. The Joker, Cesar Romero. What more can I say about it that hasn't already been said already? Despite the fact I'm having problems with a little bit of the main cast being too stale, when the Joker being back, I have no complaints whatsoever. I will admit, some of this is up Joker's alley. The idea of using robots, kind of out there, but I can imagine Joker doing that. Also doing counterfeit builds, to cause up chaos, definitely seems up Joker's alley. Cesar Romero, for me, is nailing one element of Joker I think many people are forgetting, and I think the only person to really understand that will probably be Mark Hamill. Though he is supposed to be he is supposed to be taken seriously, the thing people are forgetting that he's meant to be a little bit silly and goofy. And after all, his name is the Joker. He's too dark in many interpretations, and I feel that we are forgetting the light-hearted element of the character. That I've always appreciated with Cesar Romero's Joker over time. Again, I would still prefer the darker take, but I'm growing more of a soft spot for the light-hearted incarnation, especially since Cesar Romero was the first incarnation of the Joker. And for me, I feel this plot is really up his alley of doing chaos, and basically it's also kind of like he's going along with whatever's handed to him. He has no real purpose or plot. That I really like about this so far. There we have, and the Joker's last laugh, just a kind of average episode. A little bit fun and enjoyable, but definitely some flaws that you will be noticing once you rewatch it. And there we have it. That is the Joker's last laugh. I didn't say much in recap, but that's because really there's nothing really much to say. Join us next time when we review the Joker's Epitaph, part 2 to this adventure. So until next time, tune into the same Steven hour, the same Steven channel. Ladies and gentlemen, so long for now.